Pelops was the Greek mythological hero who conquered this entire area, this entire island. It is an island now, but it wasn't throughout Greece's history. This was a peninsula attached to mainland Greece. This is the legendary place of, well, some of the civilizations of Greece's past. This was the centre of the Mycenaean civilization here on the Peloponnese, the first great civilization of Greece. This was also Spartan-controlled Greece. The town of Sparta still exists today, with a population of just 16,000 today, but it was once the great city-state of the warring Spartans, the great athletes, the great warriors of Greek antiquity. So this is the place also of Kalamata on the south-western part of the peninsula. The town of Kalamata, famous for its olives. We have a Greek salad down here. We'll always have Kalamata olives on it. Should do anyway. Of democracy, the birthplace of theatre, of drama, of comedy and tragedy, the birthplace of many important scientific and mathematic principles, the birthplace of Western literature, the birthplace of Western philosophy, the birthplace of the Olympic Games, 776 BC, here on the Peloponnese. It was the Spartans who invented the Olympics, the first Olympics lasting just one day. They went on to become 5-day events, and all of the great city-states of Greece would send their athletes, their greatest athletes, who quite often were their greatest warriors, and the disciplines that they participated in were those which they used in war. The wrestling, the javelin throw, the discus throw, these were all fields of combat in the ancient times, and all of the athletes used to contest naked. Wild olive wreath presented to the victors. And it's the birthplace also, of course, of the modern Olympics, the first of the modern Olympics held here in 1896, not here in the Peloponnese, but in the city of Athens, when they reinvented the Olympic Games for the modern times. The stadium in which that Olympics was held, we'll see on Monday morning during our Athens city sightseeing. Come all the way along the northern coast of the Peloponnese, along the southern shore of the Gulf of Corinthiakos. That small stretch of land which used to connect the two, the Isthmus of Corinth, which we're just making our way across, starting to make our way across now, and which many of the rulers of antiquity had dreamed of creating a canal across, all the way back to the 8th century BC. The Spartans began to attempt to dig a canal. Nero, of course, the Roman emperor. Greece was all a part of the Roman Empire after the 2nd century BC. And Nero famously came down here and dug out the first barrel load of soil himself in an attempt to create a canal linking these two gulfs. But it wasn't the canal which was finally dug wasn't constructed until 1893, completed in 1894. And at the time, and for the time, considered a wonderful feat of engineering. These days, it's with the big shipping these days that comes out of Greece. Shipping, of course, is a major industry of Greece, has been ever since the ancient times. And as we make our way around the southern shore of Attica, around the Saronic Gulf after we leave from our stop, we'll see a lot of big ships, big container tankers, gas tankers and the likes. They take their loads of gas straight from the pipelines. Refineries will pass a lot of refineries on our way into Athens along the coastline of Attica. And the modern day shipping is far too big to come through the Corinth Canal. It was built for the shipping of the late 19th century, so today it's really only small commercial ships or pleasure craft that can take advantage of the Corinth Canal. Just 24 metres across at the water level, so not very big vessels at all can get through, but it makes a very, very impressive sight. 6.3 kilometres long. The walls of the canal 79.5 metres deep, 24 metres across at the wall level, and 8 metres deep the water through the canal. So we see now the Saronic Gulf coming up out to our front right. This is the other of the two gulfs. On the opposite side now, of course, Gulf of Corinthiakos still across on our left-hand side, Saronic Gulf, and the Saronic Gulf opens up into the Aegean Sea. So when we depart from the port of Piraeus tomorrow morning, then we're departing across the Saronic Gulf and into the Aegean. We see some of the industry, the refineries, lots of oil and gas refineries down there along the coastline of Attica. We'll pass all of those on the way in. An enormous industry of gasworks that will pass by, and a lot of the ships, they just come right in and take their gas supplies from the pipes which stretch out into the Saronic Gulf. But we're going to make a stop now, very close to this famous Corinth Canal. You'll be able to go and take some pictures standing on the bridge, looking down it in either direction, and you'll see what an impressive construction it must have been, considering it was completed in 1893, 1894. It was started by a French consortium, went broke and completed by the Greeks. And we'll make a stop here. Of course, it's a late lunch, but we'll have a bite here. They have a couple of options. They have pork souvlakis, little skewers of pork with some herbs and...
This is the bridge that Tim was talking about. Doesn't look very much, but we're on our way to Athens. Look at that. Very, very narrow. There's a boat. How far down it is. And that's the other side. Very, very narrow. You see the ship is pushed, that little boat is pushing that big ship. And the water looks amazing. It's getting closer. It's going to go underneath us in a minute to the other side of the bridge. And look, there's another one back there. It's getting pulled. And this one getting pulled. The side angle is just going underneath us now. Look at that. Right under us. About to go right under us. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Other side. Look, someone just did a bungee. Can you see? Can you see? Am I recording this? Yep. Look, there's bungee jumping. This guy just did bungee. Mad. Yes. Someone's about to jump. Look.